Hi everyone, I hope everything is going well for everyone out there. Today I am doing a Draw This in Your Style challenge. It's by Elle Catman, I think that's how you pronounce it. I will show you an image of her artwork in a second and I will link her Instagram down below. So today I'm doing another watercolour, and what you just saw then, I was just tracing the image using a light box onto my watercolour paper. I pre-drew the image and then I scanned it into Photoshop because I wasn't happy with the shape of one of the hands, and I resized it there, and then I printed out and traced it using my light box. So for the background, I am using one of my own watercolours that I made. It's called Castle Walls. I absolutely love this colour, and as you can see, I'm just using a tissue to allow the flame in her hand to have kind of like a glow around it. Now I've got a lot more still to talk about this painting and my experience with this painting, but first I do want to show you the artwork by the original artist that this is obviously inspired by, because it's a Draw This in Your Style. So this is Elle Catman's artwork right here. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I just love the way that she's stylized her characters and her quirky style. I just love it. She's a great artist, and I do recommend you check out her Instagram because there's plenty more where that one came from. Now, one of the main things that drew me to this particular Draw This in Your Style were the galaxy hands. It reminded me of a painting I did some point last year. I'll chuck a photo in now of it, and that was like the dark feet and hands that faded into the skin, and I really love that, and I still really do adore this painting that I did, even though there's plenty of errors with it, and the proportions and the body movements don't quite make sense. But if you do want to see that, there is a video and I'll link it down below of me doing that painting. But I was really excited to try something similar to that again, and it didn't quite work out too well for me in this painting. I had a few issues with it, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Right now you can see I am putting in the shadows, and at this point I liked how it was turning out so far. I used masking fluid earlier to coat the edges of the painting the edges of the figure when I did the background, and I did that with the flame as well because the flame is white and I wanted to stay true to that. But right now I am painting in the shadows using a purple. I usually do start with like the blush in the skin or the shadow, one or the two, before I glaze over with like a skin kind of tone. But for this one, the tone of the skin, I don't know if it's because I maybe mixed a few too many colours to come to a tone that I was happy with, so too many pigments were playing around, but it just didn't work out as well for me this time compared to in other paintings. You know, I feel like I say in every video, I'm out of practice again, but I don't think that's an excuse. I think I kind of just didn't do the best with this one. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, I just seem to have ongoing issues with paper. This is Saunders cold press 100% cotton watercolor paper, and I genuinely love this paper, but I don't know what happened. Something funny happened, and it was like it was pilling or something, and it's not even where I had the masking fluid, but you're about to see me go in with a glaze of the skin tone, and just it like sat on top of the paper when I put it on the face, and I'm not sure, that's never happened to me before, so that was one struggle that I had. Other than that, I think all the other struggles were my own doing. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened to that. That paper's been sitting around on my desk for a while, but it's, you know, it's all covered up, and I just don't know what happened. Now, as you can see, the first areas of the body that I put this skin tone, I guess you can call it, were the arms, and as soon as I put it down on that first arm, I kind of realised maybe I didn't need to put it down there. And I actually, maybe I should have gone back and watched my other video to see how I did the arms and legs in that one. But I knew I needed to layer on like a dark colour later, or which I'm doing now, and that kind of messed me up a bit because as I fade it down into the arm, you know, it pulled the pigment of the dark colour a bit, and by the end, and I didn't notice this until I'd finished, but you can even see it now, and I don't know how I didn't notice it. The arm with the flame, that forearm, is so much darker than the bicep and the shoulder, and it just looks a bit funny, but I didn't fix it, unfortunately, and I don't plan on going back and fixing it now because I've put pencil and gel pen and all that in it. But that was definitely a mistake on my behalf. I don't know if I should have maybe done the dark hands first and then gone in with a skin glaze into that. So maybe, you know, if I'd done the dark hands and faded that down, then if I went in with the kind of skin colour, it might not have pulled the darker pigment down into it. I'm not sure. But speaking of mistakes I made, have you seen that shoulder on the right? I think I picked up a bit of pigment on my hand at some point and accidentally got a bit of a dark colour on the arm, and when I went to take that away, it just took away a heap of the paint. And then I tried to fix it and it didn't work, and I had this light patch, so then I decided I'd put some more shadow over it, and then it just turned into this weird patchy arm that I didn't know how to fix, and I guess I didn't have the creativity or the ingenuity to fix it in another way. So I kind of came to the conclusion that, you know, she's already got galaxy hands, maybe she's got a birthmark or, you know, pigmentation difference in her arm or something. Like, I just didn't want to fix it, so I didn't. I think at that point, if I wanted to fix it, it would have been a matter of either introducing gouache into the painting or starting again. And I didn't want to really do either of those, so I just rolled with it. Now, at this point in the painting process, I was getting near the end of the watercolour step, and I absolutely hated this painting. It's going through such an ugly phase right now. I liked the sketch better. I liked it better when I just had the purple shadows in it, and the lips just did not look good. I put them on without thinking, like I put the colour in for the lips without thinking, and I had this harsh lip line that normally I'd want to blend out. But I walked away and I came back now, and as you can see, I am penciling in a bit of an outline. You can see the sketch that I printed off there. I'm using a mixture of polychromos and premiers. I definitely prefer the polychromos, but I only have about 5 or 6 of them. I do not particularly like using the premiers, but until I buy myself some more polychromos, which I have, I've bought 2 more. I recently bought a little art haul and just slotted in 2 polychromos into that list. But for now, the premiers have to make do. But I began to like this painting around about now. You know, I started adding the galaxy fingers, and with the jelly roll, oh no, it's not a jelly roll pen, it's a different brand. It's a Uniball gel pen. But with that, once I started adding in all those, you know, I'm pretty happy with how this painting came out. It's not perfect. It's got definitely a lot of imperfections, and I could redo it and make it look better, I think. But, you know, it was a learning curve again, as I think all my paintings are. And, you know, when I look at it, I'm happy with how it's turned out. So that's about it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. I am trying my best to make time for art in my life, but I am a bit busy at the moment, so I don't have a schedule at the moment, but I promise there are more videos coming. I'm working on an acrylic painting at the moment, which I'm really excited about. If you'd like to see more of my artwork, my Instagram will be linked down below if you want to check that out, and I hope you guys have a great day.